What is up, y'all? This is Ant, your current and still WWE pay-per-view champion.
By a lucky chance.
Yeah,
by a lucky shot.
Lucky shot, but it doesn't matter. I still won. Your Italian god, Ant. And the one talking over here is someone who, didn't you lose last night?
I lost by 10 points. All right.
I hear a strange noise.
Yeah, I do too. I know what it is. I know what that noise is too.
I like it how Macho Man Dan's getting all quiet now. Has Macho Man Dan met his match, folks? I think he might.
I'm not going quiet here.
Well, we have a guest host with us tonight. Why don't you
somebody new?
Ooh,
somebody new. Let's hope it doesn't go bad like the other 100 people we've had on.
Well, that doesn't mean it doesn't go bad. It means
it goes bad. It goes pretty bad.
Yeah, well, 1% of that thanks to you. So let's see if 2% happens today, Dan.
All right.
I'm joking. Introduce yourself.
And how many of the other? Wait, no, hold up. How many of the other people were your fault?
First of all, I did not vet those people. Okay.
They're mostly Dan's fault.
They're mostly Dan's fault. Thank you.
Oh, all right. I see how it is.
See. Well,
mystery voice. Why don't you just introduce yourself going after me?
Mystery voice.
Okay, fine. Hi, I'm Dan. I'm 17, and I'm a massive wrestling fan. I've been watching since 2009.
He's a youngin, super young. So we got Dan Square here. So throughout the time on our show, we tend to give ourselves nicknames. Obviously, I'll say it again, loud and proud. I'm your WWE pay-per-view champion, the Italian god, Ant.
See, now the ironic thing is, I wasn't actually given this by choice. I was given this by force.
Well, because it's sort of like it's almost like The Hobbit. It's like lore. It's a long story that sort of goes back to ancient times, to where just the power of forces of good versus evil came together, and Macho Man and Hulk Hogan just joined forces again, and it was just a memorable moment that will be written in the history books forever.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Macho Man Dan. So, Dan Square, I don't want to call you that. If you could let us know your, I don't know, what should we call this? Our nicknames, I guess. What's your nickname?
Our wrestling names. What's your wrestling name?
Yeah, your wrestling moniker.
Me?
Yes.
I don't. My wrestling name, I don't really have one.
It's not what we've been calling you this entire time. Off air.
Enigma?
Yes.
Dan Enigma?
You don't. I mean, you can say that, or you can just go by Enigma, whatever you want.
I feel like, have you guys ever seen Spider-Man? The one with Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
When they go to introduce him, and he's like, "What's your name?" And he's like, I don't know what he says. He's like, "Spider," whatever. And he's like, "That's not your name, Spider-Man," or whatever. Dan Enigma, you weren't so very enthusiastic. Maybe over time the name will change, or
it'll grow on you.
The Enigma. Well, that's the whole point. He's an enigma. You never know what's going to happen.
True.
That is true.
So, all right. So,
my throat is hurting like a bitch right now.
I wonder why. And I will leave that alone. So here's my question here. Here's my statement. Macho Man Dan and I did our predictions. Dan Enigma was not here to record his predictions, but he will tell us who he thought was going to win. But we're going to go over who won at WrestleMania Backlash, our recap of it, what we thought of every match and moment, And yes, sir. Before we dive into everything, what did you guys think of the pay-per-view overall?
I'll let you go first, Enigma.
I think it was pretty good, and I thought it was like one of the on the better side pay-per-views, because like a few pay-per-views in the past are complete shit.
Yep. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, they were pretty. I would say like I wouldn't go back and watch this again, but there were a couple of matches, maybe one or two that I would watch again.
yeah.
How about you?
I'm gonna say it was a meh pay-per-view. I wouldn't say it was one of the better ones, but I also wouldn't say it was one of the worst ones this year so far.
Yeah. I feel like
I don't know. It's behind Royal Rumble. It's obviously behind WrestleMania itself. It's not, but it's definitely ahead of Elimination Chamber. That pay-per-view sucked.
I'm missing a lot of like the theming here of the old school backlash. I'm missing the purpose. This is just sort of like I feel like this pay-per-view wasn't as exciting because we've already seen most of these matches. So it's kind of like, all right, we're gonna see them again. Some are gonna top the others, but I will say most of the rematches I thought were better on this card than they were on WrestleMania, which is good and bad, I guess, at the same time, because Mania is supposed to be the pay-per-view of the year for WWE, and that doesn't tend to happen often lately. But WrestleMania Backlash is live in Providence, Rhode Island. It came to you live May 8th, 2022. And the first match of the night was the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes taking on Seth Freakin Rollins. Here are some notes on the match. It was a stalemate to start. Both men, were going at it. And Rollins ended up getting a roll up and he got a 2 count. Seth slaps Cody Rhodes' back of the head, and then that just sort of, ticks Cody off and he starts attacking Seth. Seth nails a knee, sending Cody into the railing outside, but then Cody sends Seth Rollins into the steps. Seth nails a clothesline to Cody Rhodes outside, turning Rhodes inside out. That was a crazy move. Rollins nails a delayed reverse suplex and a disaster kick and gets 2 count. I know we all were talking about the fact that that's not utilized as a finisher anymore, which I think they should use as a finisher because it's a fucking sick looking move.
Yes, it is.
Rollins tosses Rhodes outside as Rhodes attempts a second disaster kick. It looked like or a Cody cutter. Rollins then sends Rhodes into the railing and announce table. Rhodes nails a huge superplex. Both men chop each other back and forth, and then the two of them just brawl hockey style, just throwing lefts and rights. Then Rhodes nails a power slam and clothesline Seth outside. Cody jumps off the ropes but lands outside, landing on nobody. Eventually they get back in the ring and Cody nails a Cody cutter and gets a 2. Seth nails an enziguri and a super kick and he gets a 2 count. Seth misses a stomp and Seth and Cody both attempt a pedigree and both miss. Seth nails a Falcon Arrow and gets a 2. Seth then hits a buckle bomb and a frog splash and still gets a 2 count. Back and forth action. Rhodes nails a super kick and Seth nails a suplex, but Rhodes nails a crossroads, but Seth gets his foot on the bottom rope. Cody punches Seth outside and misses a moonsault. Seth hits a pedigree, but gets a 2 count. Seth then kicks Cody's head many times. He does Dusty Rose's American Dream punches, but Cody's nails a crossroads, goes for a second one, but Seth rolls up. Cody holds the tights, gets a 2. Rhodes is able to roll up Cody and hold the tights and is able to get 3 count victory. Cody Rhodes is your winner. I feel like I talked nonstop for an hour there. Actually, I got 0 points there because I thought Seth was going to win. Macho Man Dan got 10 because he thought Cody was going to win. Let's start with Enigma. You're new, so let's have you go first. Who did you think was going to win, and what did you think of the match?
I thought the match was a good way to start off the pay-per-view because I believe that was either the best match or one of the best matches on the card. but I thought Cody was gonna win because he did return at WrestleMania, and I really didn't think they'll make him lose that quickly.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. After you said that, I was like, yeah, you're probably right. He you know, he probably
You probably couldn't afford another loss, or probably can't afford a loss now that he just recently returned.
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I randomly got like weird. You know, like when you're like looking at something and it's sort of like I got can I like say this sort of news? It's not really like I guess it's kind of a spoiler, but not really. Can I tell you guys this?
Sure.
So I was just listening and something popped up on my phone and Liv Morgan tweeted out a picture of herself giving the the Bullet Club that little taunt that AJ Styles and Finn Balor do.
What, the Too Sweet?
Yeah, the Too Sweet. That's what I guess that's what they call it. Sorry, I'm old. Yeah,
You would think you'd know that considering you're old.
I know, but I didn't really call that like. I just knew they would say Too Sweet. I didn't call that little like hand gesture Too Sweet. But anyways, she was doing that, so she's probably going to do some kind of like mixed tag match with But anyways, yes, Enigma. I after you said that you thought Cody was going to win again, because why would you have him lose? I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like he just came into WWE again and it's silly. But then I said to myself, why the fuck gonna have Seth Rollins lose again? But Macho Man, let's go to you. What do you think?
I definitely thought it was a good match. It definitely put both men over the top. Rollins definitely showed that he knew Rhodes a lot more than he did when he was at WrestleMania. So he definitely got the better of Rhodes at the beginning, but you know, Cody came back, fought back pretty damn well, and he beat Seth Rollins. And I wasn't surprised about it. I mean, the ending, I was surprised on the roll up, but I actually think that worked a lot better in both men's favor. That way, Seth could be like, "Oh, that's not fair. He grabbed my tights." Blah 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 blah. And Cody could be like, "Well, yeah, well, I still beat you." Shit like that.
I thought they could have done it better if they did like a count out or something. I know that sucks when they do that, but I kind of want to see them fight again.
Okay, but to start off a pay-per-view with a count
Yeah,
out
I hear
victory,
you. I hear you. I know. I don't like it either. But I just feel like if they're gonna fight again, it's like at this point, why he's being twice?
I
You know what I'm
guess.
saying? At least with like a count out, it's like, okay, yeah, he beat him once, and the second time, technically he didn't, because he pinned him, you know. So it's like, why would he get a third chance? But that's just me.
Yeah.
Well, next up, we get a really cool Bobby Lashley promo, and we have the Nigerian Giant Omos with MVP taking on Bobby Lashley, the Almighty. I said that backwards, but it's okay. Lashley starts off punching away at Omos, but Omos nails a big boot. Omos runs into Lashley in the corner and chokes Lashley. Omos drops Lashley with the snake eyes and a second big boot, but then Lashley jumps on top of Omos's back for a chokehold. Lashley clotheslines Omos, and Omos gets trapped, his arms in the ropes, and then Lashley punches away at him. Lashley then goes for the hurt lock on MVP outside because MVP tried to get involved, and then Lashley is able to nail a flatliner on Omos. Lashley then applies a hurt lock, but Omos blows Lashley in the corner. Lashley nails a huge spine buster, but then Omos tosses Bobby Lashley's shoulder first into the post, and MVP nails Bobby Lashley with his cane, allowing Omos to get the 3-count pin. And with that, we both have 10 points. So right now, Dan has 20 and I have 10 points. I'll throw it to Macho Man. What did you think of this match? Macho Man Dan. We'll skip over Macho Man.
Yeah.
We'll go over to the Enigma. Enigma, what did you think of this match?
In my opinion, it could have been better and maybe a little longer of a match. But I knew when I saw MVP come out with Omas. I knew he was going to be the it factor of the match. I knew he was going to have to do something with the match to make one of these men win or lose.
Yeah.
So,
well, go ahead, finish up.
And then when I thought Bobby Lashley was going to win because he did beat Omas at WrestleMania, but WWE has like a thing of like tall, like 7-foot giants and like being at the top of WWE here once a while. And so but also the WWE needs another big star in its company besides just Roman Reigns. So I wanted Omos to kind of win.
Yeah, my only problem with Omos is that he's so fucking slow in the ring, and I guess that's just because he's like, at 7
He's 4'4". So what do you expect?
I know, but it's just like for me, like those guys don't really do it for me. So it's just like I'm like, all right, we're watching a fucking dinosaur pace match.
Well, I mean, it kind of reminded me of like the Great Khali.
Yeah, right. Very slow, very robotic. The Hurt Lock didn't look good when Lashley applied it on.
No, literally, when I was talking with Daniel, I was like, literally, all Omos has to do is literally just stand up. Lashley will be dangling from the fucker.
Omos on one knee is almost as tall as Bobby Lashley. So literally.
Oh, so you fuckers have a separate chat going on.
Well, I mean, we were on a phone call. We were on a phone call while we were watching this.
I am.
Yeah, and we were also talking a lot of trash about you behind your back.
Wow, I am hurt.
I didn't say a single thing about him. What the hell are you talking about?
My heart is broken that I was not included on this.
I mean, hey, you got Snapchat. We will very gladly include you.
This is very sad. A sad day in the Uncensored Pro Wrestling World podcast.
Well, hey, hey, look, bad times don't last, bro, but bad guys do. All right.
Yeah, and also, I mean, champions are always on their own anyway, so why not?
Well, I guess Roman isn't technically concerning the main event.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but real champions really could do it on their own, and who really would want? Only one person can be at the top anyway, so I'll
choose to believe that.
I'll fill in those shoes. Touche.
Choose to believe that.
But yes, go ahead, guys. Omas sucks, right?
No, I'm not saying Omos sucks. I think Omos is pretty good, and I think he has potential. He needs to work on his ring skills. He still needs to work on them, but I think the more time he does it, like the more time he's in the ring, better he'll get.
Okay.
So,
Well, we'll see. I mean, he ain't gonna get faster. Maybe.
Who knows?
But all right, and yeah, okay, so yeah, really, it was an okay match. I feel like they could, I feel like it did kind of take some steam out of the show though, because you're kind of like, but we get a promo for Hell in a Cell that's coming June 5th in Chicago, Illinois. We then get our next match, the phenomenal AJ Styles taking on Edge. And in this match, Damian Priest is banned from ringside. The match starts with AJ sending Edge into the announce table. AJ nails a baseball slide, and then AJ lands an Asai moonsault. AJ then goes for a phenomenal forearm, but Edge kicks the ropes. AJ runs into the post and stops, and then he runs into the post and steps by accident. My handwriting is really sloppy. Edge unties the turnbuckle pad, and then he catapults AJ into the ring post. Edge slams AJ's arm into the ring steps, but then AJ is able to nail a Pele kick. Both men nail a double cross body, and AJ nails a sliding forearm. AJ nails a top rope hurricane rana and a shoulder breaker and gets a 2 count. Edge is then able to nail apply a crossface. Nail a crossface. That's probably a fun move. AJ then applies the calf crusher, and Edge runs into the post, and AJ rolls him up and gets a 2 count. Edge then nails a spear out of nowhere and gets a 2. AJ hits a Styles Clash and gets a 2, nonstop action. AJ climbs the top rope, but then Damian Priest comes out, but then Finn Balor attacks Damian Priest from behind. Someone walks out wearing a hood, it's covered, and that person drops AJ off the top rope. Edge applies a crossface again, and AJ Styles passes out. Edge is your winner. After the match, that person then bows to Edge and then takes off their hood, revealing a dark-colored hair, raven-haired Rhea Ripley, who has joined forces with Judgment Day. And with that, I have 10 points, and Dan got 0 points for that. So we both have 20 points here. Oh, and then for Omos and Lashley, we both got, hang on.
Right now, the score is 2020.
Yeah. It's so far it's 2020. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So Macho Man Dan, we'll go to you again. We'll go to you first this time. What did you think of this match?
I thought it was a good match. It didn't live up to like the WrestleMania match that they had. I felt the idea of bringing another person in the same way they did last time just felt lame. It felt very used, and I just didn't like the idea that they just reused the same idea, but saying, "Oh yeah, well this time this guy was banned, so it wasn't like." So we would think, "Oh, well, nothing's gonna happen now. Now AJ Styles will get a fair match." No one thought that. They knew it now because someone was banned from ringside. So I mean, was what it was. It was a good match. Edge and AJ put on good matches anyways, so wasn't surprised. Like I said, I was just a little upset that they used the same type of ending last time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It was kind of. I feel like the WrestleMania match was a lot better in my opinion.
Because it was something unseen, you know.
It was unseen. We couldn't see it. We weren't psychic.
We're not going against John Cena here, okay?
You can't see us. All right, Enigma, what did you think?
Enigma?
My dad's being annoying as shit. My bad. But what did I think of the match? I thought it was a okay match. The WrestleMania match between them were way better. But I also hate how like they had like kind of like the same ending to the match to make AJ Styles lose.
Yep.
But
literally the same thing said.
But I actually kind of wanted AJ to win because at WrestleMania, Damian Priest cost him the match, and I thought since Damian Priest was barred from ringside, that AJ Styles would have had like a pinfall victory or a submission victory over Edge, and then they would have had another match during another pay-per-view.
Yeah, I thought it would have been like a Hell in a Cell match, like they would have done it like a grudge thing.
Yeah. Well, the only thing is that, if they do this, it's going to be another thing they did last year, kind of like what they did with Seth Rollins. How many matches are you going to have them fight?
Yeah.
But listen, don't ever bet against Edge, guys. That's all I say, man.
That's what he learned with the Miz feud. That's what he learned.
Don't bet against Edge. So with that, I now have 30 points. I guess 10 points, and Dan has 20 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, no. With that match, you have 20-20. I had 10 from the first match. We both got 10 from the second match.
Oh, now we're 20-20. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fuck, man? Trying to get a win by 20? Seem like a win by 20 points? Nah, I'm not letting that shit happen.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter how many points I won by. What matters in the history books is that I won. Right? I mean, don't really look back at how long or how many points or how a person won. It matters that they won.
That's not exactly true. People do go back and watch how they won.
Yeah, those people are geeks.
Oh, so you call me a geek now? You calling me a geek now?
You didn't say you're one of those people that does it, do you?
I mean, I keep that in mind of how they won.
Oh. Well, See, well, that's why I'm champion Dan right now, because I don't. All right. I love being a dick. And by the way, Enigma, sir, you're gonna realize that I have fun being.
It's actually funny though. Last time when I was champion and I won by like 10 points, you were like, well, you only won by 10 points. It doesn't matter. Blah blah blah, shit like that.
Because of the technicality last time. That's why.
No. That's not true.
As a technicality for sure.
You really was. Okay.
There were certain matches that weren't on the card.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a technicality.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania Backlash is definitely not a technicality because every match was on the card, 6 matches. You know.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty freaking sure that the Happy Corbin match was gonna be on like the pre-show or something.
I was hoping it was because I wasn't looking forward to Omas and Lashley. I wasn't looking forward to Moss and Corbin. Those two I was like, I didn't really care about. Rousey and Flair came a close third. The only matches I really cared to see were Edge and Styles and Rollins and Rhodes. I'm not gonna lie. But speaking of liars, we have our WWE SmackDown Women's Championship on the line in an I Quit match. The SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair defending against Ronda Rousey. The match starts with Charlotte nailing a big boot and a clothesline. Ronda then tosses Flair across the ring, but Flair blows Ronda in the black and then nails in the black. Oh my goodness. Uncensored, what is it? What do they say? Uncooked, uncorked, and uncensored. Not in the black, in the back. And then Ronda nails the German. Flair then runs Ronda into the railing and then chops away at Ronda. Ronda sends Flair into the post, and then Flair nails another big boot. Ronda has a kendo stick, and Flair runs to the ramp, and then she grabs 2 kendo sticks herself. Flair nails Ronda with the sticks, but Ronda is able to monkey flip Flair and then attacks her numerous times, going apeshit on Flair with those sticks. Flair then tosses a camera, and the two fight in the crowd. Flair tosses a drink in Ronda's face and sends Ronda into the railing. Flair then chokes Ronda between the staircase railing, which, by the way, anytime you're fighting in a staircase in an arena, good luck. Those stairs are like so dangerous. Flair then sends Ronda onto the announce table, and Charlotte drops Ronda's back onto the edge of the railing. Ronda goes for a Piper's Pit, but Flair rakes Ronda's eyes and sends Ronda into the post. Ronda applies an armbar over the ropes, and they both drop to the floor. Charlotte attacks Ronda with a steel chair. Flair then nails a natural selection on top of a chair. Charlotte applies a figure 8. But then Ronda nails Flair with a chair shot. Flair says Happy Mother's Day, and Ronda ends up putting Flair's arm through a chair and applies an arm bar, and Flair quits. So your new SmackDown Women's Champion is Ronda Rousey, and both Macho Man and I thought that Ronda Rousey was going to win. So Enigma, what did you think of that match?
I thought that match was like a pretty good match, one of the best on the card, in my opinion. And what I really liked about it was because there were some moments that in the match that were like, what's the word? Flashbacks to old matches that both those women had in the past in WWE, like when they were fighting on the stairs in the crowd, and then when Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks were in the match for the title, Charlotte Flair did the same thing to Ronda Rousey, the same thing that she did to Sasha Banks. I really like how they put old moments in the match.
Okay.
But I'm actually pretty happy that Charlotte lost the title because I hate Charlotte with a passion. I just hate her.
Y'all are hating on the queen. That's okay. I don't really like her too much.
Queen, more like a fucking clown.
But she's beautiful and she's the queen.
She looked like she's 50.
She pretty much is 50. She's
like
what,
in her
almost in
late
her
30s.
she's almost what, in her 40s?
She's probably like almost 40, Dan. She's not 40 yet.
I said she's almost like what, 40?
Dude, she's almost 40. I don't know.
Alexa, how old is Charlotte Flair?
Charlotte Flair is 36 years old.
36.
Yeah, close to 40. Yeah.
She got 14 more years.
14 more years.
So she's 50.
Oh, I thought you meant till 40. I was like, what?
I was gonna say I thought the same thing.
I was like, what? Damn.
Yeah, I was like, you can't.
Y'all don't fucking. I was like, y'all don't fucking.
We were about to see homeboy don't know how to count.
That's not true. I did the math right. 14 more years till 50. Duh.
Well, we're glad that you know how to do math. Maybe you could help me out because I'm not great at it. So it's your turn, Macho Man. So our friend Enigma here was happy that Ronda won because Charlotte's a clown. How about you?
I guess I was kind of happy by the end result. I don't know. I don't really care for Ronda Rousey. I'm gonna be honest. Never really did. I mean, when she first came in, good. She was good and everything, but I don't know. She didn't light me on fire. She was just another girl who was in UFC. I mean, kind of like Shayna Baszler. She had MMA background. She just doesn't really have a personality that sticks out to me, you know?
Come on, baby, let my fire.
But everybody knows I hate Charlotte very, very much. So I was glad to see her lose her title. The match wasn't the greatest, in my opinion. I don't know. The rematch didn't even really beat the other match at WrestleMania, I guess. I don't know. I just didn't really care for the match. I didn't want to see the rematch. I didn't want to see it in general.
I didn't want to see it either, but I do think it did beat Mania. I think at least.
Well, I mean, it probably the only reason it probably would is because it had a stipulation.
Yeah.
So I mean,
the problem with Ronda too is she's so like, if you notice, whenever she takes the bumps, like if she takes like a body slam or like a power bomb, her body contorts because she's so like small, and it just doesn't look clean and crisp, and she just doesn't look, in my opinion, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like she's going to be gone by the end of the year, and we're going to have it's just like been built up for her to compete at SummerSlam with PS Survivor Series. We know that Roman Reigns signed a limited role now, so he's going to have less dates now. So things are changing here, folks. Yeah, this match really was okay, better than WrestleMania, I thought, but it really didn't do it for me either. But Money in the Bank, Cody Rhodes tells us, is coming to us on July 2nd, 2022, live from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Quick thing I want to point out, Cody Rhodes says in this promo, one lucky male and female superstar will win the chance to main event WrestleMania. So is that the new thing? Will the person who wins Money in the Bank main event WrestleMania, or was that?
I wouldn't be. What the hell is the point of the Royal Rumble then?
Well, that's what did he make a mistake? I don't know. So that
also ruins the whole mysterious part behind the Money in the Bank. That's the whole fun of it. You know, you get to fucking cash in whenever you want.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Speaking of cashing into the money, I didn't watch this match. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We saw Happy Corbin take on his former friend, Madcap Moss. The end came after Moss ducks a clothesline and pins Corbin with a sunset flip. Madcap Moss is your winner. Both Dan and I thought that Moss was going to win. So, Dan, you have, 40 points now? And I have...
We both have 40 points, yeah.
Cool. All right. I mean, we all off the air talked about this. I mean, if you guys could say what you want about this match if you want to. Really, nothing happened. If you guys want to talk, you can.
Nah, I don't got anything to say about it.
Yeah.
It was just a basic match between the two. Moss is cool, Corbin is cool, but I'm just over the storyline. The payoff hasn't been good at all. We then go backstage, and Kayla Braxton tells us that Charlotte Flair has suffered a radius injury and will be out of action for a bit. She'll be off getting married to Andrade El Idolo. And now we are at our main event. We have the Bloodline, that is the WWE Universal and WWE Champion Roman Reigns, and the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, taking on the Raw Tag Team Champions, RK-BRO. That's the team of Randy Orton and Riddle and Drew McIntyre. This is a back and forth match. The end came when Reigns nailed Riddle with a spear after Riddle did an after Riddle nailed an avalanche RKO. You guys talk about, oh wait, before we talk about this one, this is the match that made me your reigning, defending, undisputed WWE pay-per-view champion here. Because I got 10 points and Dan got 0 points. So I have 50. Dan
And
here
I have 40.
40, and I am your winner. But anyways.
Wow, you actually managed to defend it this time successfully this time. Surprisingly.
Well, surprise or not, it happened.
Well, there was also a lot. There wasn't many matches on the card, so it would have been hard to get it anyways.
Well, I mean, listen, you'll have another opportunity in June.
Yeah, and I will take that opportunity, and I will shove it straight up your candy ass.
Enigma will have a chance.
Watch him say that, and then he still loses.
Well, Enigma, you'll be in this too, so you have a chance, and maybe we could team up together, man. We'll talk after the show.
What happened to you and me teaming up last time against a certain someone?
That happened because things are a little different,
I see how it is. So when you suggest to team up with me, you go against me. You literally turn heel the first thing on me. Okay.
I mean, the thing is, like, we gotta, it's when it benefits the champion, right? I mean, gotta stay champion. Anyways, Enigma, let's go with you. What did you think of the main event?
Main event. Well, it was kind of mixed emotions because I do like RK-BRO and McIntyre, and I do like the Bloodline. Well, the Bloodline is kind of like an interesting storyline, how far they're taking it to. I thought this would have ended by now.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted like Randy, like the RK-BRO and McIntyre to win, because let's be honest here, Roman Reigns doesn't really need another win out of like all the wins that he's gotten over the past like 2 years of being Universal Champion.
Yeah.
So like I kind of wanted RK-BRO and McIntyre to win, and then maybe have like another match at Hell in a Cell, and then have like a whole like storyline to like a whole feud between like the 6 of them. I thought that would have been sick, but obviously Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, and then the Bloodline is like an unstoppable force. So yeah, they ended up picking up the win, which is not really that surprising.
Okay. So yeah, I see what you're saying, because I think I agree with you that Reigns didn't necessarily need a win. But somebody called me and I turned it off, and that's okay. Sorry guys, this is why we're called the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast.
You ain't do no cuts, bro.
No, we don't. So yeah, so I mean, I don't think he necessarily needs to win either, but I understand them, wanting to have the champions team pull out the victory. So I get that. I get that component of it. But let's go to you, Macho Man. What do you think?
I thought it was a good match, but once they started busting out finishers left and right, I was like, yeah, Bloodline's winning this. I was kind of frustrated because you could literally see the finish halfway through the match. But I mean, I guess that's kind of every match in their defense. But I definitely would have think it would have been cool to see RK-BRO kind of disband, but at the same time, if they still want to like unify the titles and still have that little Uso versus RK-BRO thing going, then they can't obviously break them up yet. So,
yeah.
It was a good match though. I definitely did. I did enjoy watching it, but I feel it went on a little too long. It just felt kind of like a house show match, like you said earlier.
Yeah. I feel like if the theme of the pay-per-view wasn't WrestleMania Backlash, it would probably have been better because we wouldn't have the house show elements of seeing the same matches over and over again like you would on a house show. Like if you go to a house show before a pay-per-view, you're going to see the match, or after a pay-per-view, you're going to see those same matches on that house show card.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like, I mean, they've been doing this for years now, though. It's just been kind of lazy, but all right. That is it. We have covered WrestleMania Backlash. Some good matches. Let's go over quickly. What do you think was the match of the night, and what was your favorite moment of the night? We'll each say that.
Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, easy.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes versus Rollins.
I agree. Cody Rhodes versus Rollins was match of the night for me for sure. I also did like seeing Rhea Ripley join Judgment Day. That was cool to see. But all right, guys and gals, we are going to say goodbye. It was a great pay-per-view WrestleMania Backlash. A lot's going to happen later on Raw. More rivalries to be explored. Hell in a Cell, let me tell you quick when that's coming to you. That's our next pay-per-view, and that is going to come to us live on June 5th, 2022 in Chicago. So the Windy City, folks. I want you all to stay safe. Any last words?
I hope you guys have a great week.
And yeah, be safe. Thank you, Enigma, for joining me and joining us today. And I'm still your WWE pay-per-view champion, so all is right and good with the world. So stay safe, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Smug bastard.
Bye.